Welcome to the tavern. My name's Jay, and this is the Electric Rabbit. So, don't mind the entire paint job. I made it to be, like electrical yellow. And as I said yesterday in my video, uh, the entire frame and the inner parts are pretty much the same. Now, I could easily just change out like the generator to the Hokushi, and I will lose a lot more speed, admittedly. Instead of losing like 4 speed from everything else, I lose. That's actually like quite a speed jump, and that's because I'm already heavier than my other build. So what's the difference here? I have the stun gun. I have the therapist in conjunction with the stun gun. On my back, I have the dual active homing missile. This kind of like chases the opponent, and it'll be like the lightning strike, and then the stun baton, which once I switch to it, I'm going to be applying a lot of electricity. So once I apply the electricity and go for the stun, I go for the jab, like the electrical discharge, and let that do the work. So we have that. And now let me go showcase the other build, which is the Fire Rabbit. This one I am labbing, and this one completely different. It uses the VE40A, Melander Arm, Spring Chicken, the Speed Booster, the Sentai Generator, which could be swapped out entirely. I could go quite literally Hokushi. I could go Hokushi, I could be fine. I could go Ling Tai, I could be fine. I could go Ming Tang. I can go a lot. The booster, because the weight is like 97, so it's like if I change out the Sentai, because I'm not going to be quick boosting a lot. I'm not going to be doing anything with this. I can even do, let's say, this. Or this. I want to look for like an energy under like maybe like 1.5. Realistic. Being realistic, 1.5. While having less weight. So, like, I could go the VE20A. Is it the greatest? No. But in terms of weight, yes. It'll allow me to do a lot more. And realistically, I'm not going to be quick boosting a lot, so it's like, doesn't really matter. This doesn't matter. The booster is, again, the speed booster. I could easily go like a Lula if I really want to go quick boost, but because like ideal weight, because I can easily go Berzu and do that, but it's like I don't want to do Berzu. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't. I could do this, but this is slow as shit. And the speed I'm looking for is around about like around 300 somewhere. So we have all of that. Your quick boost is better. Your reload time is actually pretty good. Literally 0.63, which is 0.63, and quick boost speed is higher by a lot. You have a good melee attack thrust, which is what I'm looking for. Good vertical. Good vertical. So yeah, it could be this. Actually, it will be this. And so again, ephemera head is fashion. The core is something I could adjust. So like if I need to be faster, I could go this, but I want to keep it proportional. So right now the core is as good as it's gonna get. Actually, yeah, this is literally the only core that's gonna give me maybe not like the most defenses, but it's gonna give me exactly what I'm gonna need in terms of like AP. I could go this one. It weighs. It's just like it's better all around, but like the recharge is kind of like iffy. the main dish here will actually give me like I think the best recharge. Again, weighs a ton, but in terms of recharge, it's the best. I can also I could do Alba, but again, don't want to really do Alba. I could do Mind Alpha, but I think Mind Alpha is just like a little bit less. I can also do Hal. Hal is actually pretty decent. Pretty decent. It's not terrible. Well, in terms maybe attitude stability, it's kind of terrible. But yeah, we're good where we're at. So the main difference is I'm using the Kirai, which I might change out for a flamethrower. Let's be honest. I'm using the Majestic with what is this? Oh, the split missile launcher, which again will be changed for something else. I don't know what. It could just be like the 6-pack because 6-pack. And then the chainsaw. Trying to keep it on theme with all the fire. So like the napalm. Again, this is just like me lapping things up. I can easily I could just do the flamethrower, the bad cook. To be fire, and then the chainsaw kind of like revs up. It'll be like just a lot of like RED stuff. The Kirai is balls. But like the problem with this gun, the problem with the Kirai is just the simple fact that the napalm itself is ground based, which is why I'm trying to like stay away from the flamethrower, but I don't think I can. If I'm going to be really honest, I don't think I can actually stay away from flamethrower at all. And what would happen is the Majestic changes to the flamethrower, the chainsaw. And whatever's on the back here, on the side of that, let's say it could be like a Huxley. Like I know it's not like a flamethrower per se. I'm not gonna do like the active. It's supposed to be like a lot of like small chip damage, so it could just be like the dual missile launcher here. Kind of like use everything to just like keep everything up, and then just have the chainsaw out and let it do its work. Now this could also just be changed to, let's say, the 6-pack or the 4-pack. Either or, and I think I'll just save this here because it's gonna be labbed out. But pretty much a fire rabbit. Now I will use this build, and this one I have to lab out, but it's much more complete than the fire rabbit, which I probably just named Fiery Rabbit. Or Burning Rabbit, whichever comes first. So we're gonna do this a little bit. See what his build is. Okay, I can fight against it. Keep the Electric Rabbit up and stress test, so to speak. So now we're going to do a bit of stress testing to see how I can make the Electric Rabbit work. Now, this is something I should have said in yesterday's video. If you have any better options while keeping within theme. So theme is for the Electric Rabbit, electricity. Fire Rabbit, fire. Or something resembling fire. Not everything. 3 things here are electric, except for the stun needle launcher, which I could use as like the Thunderbolt. And it'll be fine. But the problem with the fire build is like there's only like 2 fire weapons, and those are what's going on here? think I'm gonna die here. No, so I was confused. I'll say this, right? I was confused because, like, what was he doing? Now, again, admittedly, I'm still labbing this one out. Alright. That was probably early. That one I shot early. Nah. Alright. So, using explosive thrower, using... So, you're using a whole bunch of explosives. I'm gonna do like a little bit of a rant here. That's because, like, how the explosion works. I don't think the range... Like, reduce the range of the explosive thrower. Because, like, what do you have? Yeah, you just have the Javelin Alpha. I don't... What's the VP... That's a... What laser weapon is that? The VP whatever. VP 621 PB, or was it PSA? Oh no, now you changed to the Huxley. Okay, so you changed your entire build. Alpha, the Tai Shang Shu, which is the explosive thrower. Yeah, so you're using like a bunch of explosives, which means I have to be on top of you every step of the way. Now, again, the active missile launcher might get swapped out for, let's say, the stun needle launcher. Just because, just to like stay on brand, right? Now, again, to me, like everything explosion related is kind of bullshit. Now, hear me out. I say they're bullshit because they have an air burst function. Effectively, if you can keep me at range, which admittedly you can do fairly easily in this game, if you can keep me at range and proc those air bursts, I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. So I have to approach this a lot differently. Like I just took a ton of stagger. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anything explosion related. Here's what it is, right? Anything explosion related, they need to be nerfed. Like, I get it. High impact, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the range. Like, here's the thing, right? Here's what it is, right? If I can't play close to you, if you're just, like, disallowed me to play close to you, like, that was just one punish. I have to play, like, so differently to like, how I normally play. And that, to me, is kind of terrible. I'm sorry. That's just like... I can't show off my build. I'm just going to be honest here. Like... Let's be like like a little bit honest. All the explosions is kind of like bullshit. I get it. It's an explosive thrower. It shouldn't be that accurate. Like the range needs to be lessened. Like again, the range. I'm gonna complain a little bit. The range of every of all like the explosion weapons. One, get rid of the airburst functionality. Should not be a thing. Two, the range of the explosive thrower. Rein it in. Because if I look at the range of the explosive thrower, and it's gonna be bullshit. The range is what? 125 meters. That means at 125 meters, that's the effective range. That's the range where, like, when you throw it out, it explodes. That is so. I cannot, with my build, that shuts down light builds entirely. I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna say that right now. It shuts out builds, like a lot of close range builds entirely. So, like, a lot of builds become unplayable because I cannot get within 125 meters. And the thing is, I'll be fine if that was its only range. But because because of how it's thrown, here's the thing, right? Give it a longer reload time. If you're gonna give it like a good distance, give it a longer reload time. This is from me. A little bit of complaint, but that's because, like, for me to fight against this, and this is what it is, right? It has a reload time of 3.1. For me to fight against this, I have to play further than that range, which means I have to effectively make weapons useless. But because of my build, that makes my build entirely useless. And then on top of that, you still have plenty more explosions, plenty more ways of doing damage that I effectively don't play the game. I get it. That's supposed to be like a rock, paper, scissors, but like have every build be viable. Because yeah, this is gonna shut down lightweights quite a lot. I don't like that it can shut down lightweights, but then you could also put on other weapons that just says, "Hey, keep away." And I think that's the like those are like the build types that need to be strayed away from, like the whole keep away builds. But also, if you're gonna go on one end, the other end as well. The whole I'm in your face and you're dead builds. So I play melee builds, which I'm in your face, you're dead. Not really like easy to fight against, but you can still fight against it. Same thing with this build. You can fight against it, but it becomes harder when the reload time is 3.1. And then you have a bunch of other weapons that just say, boom, you're staggered. Because 830 impact, that's pretty much a lot. And the sad reality is that this is being thrown. So it's like, it's doing this damage at once. And because it can hit you at close range with it, I think it needs to be rained down a lot. So like, here's how I would make this better. Sorry if I'm going long on a tangent. I would make this weapon better by giving it a longer reload time, or reducing the overall impact and the cumulative impact. Because realistically, what you're doing with the explosive thrower is you're throwing a ton of small explosions. You're not just throwing like one or two. You're throwing like a ton of it. And so, what happens is when you throw it, it arcs. And because it arcs, it has to spread out. So like, at close range, fine. But at further ranges, it needs to like lose effectiveness. I don't think it does that. So if you're gonna keep like the singular impact, reduce it. And give it like a reload time of like maybe 5 seconds. Just simply put, just do that. It's not worse than Zimmerman's, but at the same time, it's just like I can't fight against it because I have to be in your face, and I have to. One, there is no like beep beep, so it's like I cannot effectively dodge it because I don't know when it's gonna come out, and I have to like play mind games when I'm facing a weapon like this. Which again, fine, but I don't like playing those types of mind games where it's like I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't. I have to play like essentially I have to play out of my range and out of my effective range because of a weapon like this. Because the effective range of this gun is 159, which means I have to be 35 meters away, which is fairly easy to like close the distance. But that is just my 2 cents. You can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, and how would you go about it with this build, or with any close range build. Now, yes, I can kite, but at the same time, the fact that I'm getting hit by a bunch of like explosions that just airburst me, that's where things become very iffy. Because when people play like explosive thrower, they're not playing like I'm gonna hit you with like a shotgun. They're hitting you with like majestics, little gems, the dizzy, Doshin, earshots. They're playing other builds that kind of just like, or other weapons that go for a stagger and then use these bazookas as punishes, which all fine and dandy, but it's just give me a way of like I can escape it, or I'm not like as punished because you decided you ran up to me and I can't play out of my effective range. Otherwise, my damage becomes useless. I don't know. Call it complaining, call it whatever. I don't really find like I guess I just don't find it fair that like one weapon could just like keep away many viable like lightweight builds. Then again, the plasma thrower also does the same thing with just being a whip, but it also has like a longer like cooldown time compared to like the explosive thrower. I don't know. Could just be me. Could be whatever. Can I even put on a stun needle without like? I could. No, I can't. I would need a higher generator. Like, right here. Boom. It has a reload time of 5 seconds. Do you have a lock on time? No, you don't even have a lock on time. You just have a reload time. While having less impact, less accumulative impact, and just overall higher damage. What does my speed drop to? My speed doesn't drop that much. So yeah, it's like I can do this, and then I'm gonna have to like go for like a different generator. Maybe like again the Hokushi. And it's like I can go for like that entire punish, literally go for like everything electric. But it's fine. With that said, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Not sorry for the rant. I'm tired of seeing like a lot of explosive weapons just like dominate, all because of a function I believe to be unintended, but who knows. I will have to read up into it, but I don't think the air burst function is intended because they're not really like a proximity grenade. They really aren't. So like if they whiff, I want them to whiff and just like not explode in the air. Yes, it gives them uses, but they just like explode in the air. And it's it's not even kind of, it's very hard to dodge it just because of like, for example, the Majestic's 90-meter airburst, which also has a radius of like, I believe 15. Which, if I can dodge it, I should dodge it. But no, it still explodes, and because it exploded on top of me, I still take that damage. Kind of bullshit. they aren't proximity mines. They shouldn't airburst. Or if they're gonna be airbursting, change their effective range to, like, let's say little jet not little jet, majestic 90 meters, Doshin 110, Javelin Alpha 110, whatever it needs to be. So that way it can play at that close range and not play for far range. Simple. But that's just me. Anyways, get the fuck out. The tavern is now closed. I shall see you guys later.